Broads Media.
A back-to-back, flying from Minnesota to Winnipeg, not getting in until the middle of the night, learning you're without your number one defenseman, Jamie Drysdale, learning that you're down your number one center, Sean Couturier. The game in Minnesota went to overtime, by the way, so extra miles and extra wear and tear on this back-to-back. Winnipeg, who is damn good, and they are waiting at home for you to come to town, and you whoop them. A shutout by Harrison. Cam Atkinson gets on the board twice, 2 times, and one of those was on the power play. Oh my God. Give me the fucking cup now. This is insanity. I'm in love. And wait until Drysdale's back and he's running the point. In Minnesota, Owen Tippett lights the lamp. And that's what was sexy about the bingo. But if you go back and watch the tape, this man keeps the puck in at the top of the offensive zone and makes a pass all the way to the far right. And without keeping it in with pressure, there's a stick right there. He's able to maneuver by it, keep the puck in the zone. Without that, you're not even getting Owen Tippett's wrister. You're just not. Now, luckily, he hit the net because apparently the message from the head coach is this dude could have 9, 10, 11, 12 more goals if he just hit in between the damn posts. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But damn it, when Owen Tippett lets it fly, that thing is magnificent. All this team does is win. And I told all the casuals yesterday, I had a short power hour on WIP because of the NFL playoff games that had to air. So I was on from 3 to 4. And I told the people loudly, you better stay tuned to the Flyers game tonight and don't panic if they lose because this was a traditional Doc Rivers scheduled loss, okay? With all the circumstances, this was a scheduled loss. And that's why winning and getting 2 points against Minnesota when you're down 3-1 was massive because of how the schedule laid out. So I said, don't panic, but if they do win, I want you to take it to the extreme, baby. I want you to send me 1 billion pictures of someone cleaning the damn cup. That's my favorite. Whenever the Flyers win, you can roll through my mentions, and there's 72,000 different images of the cup. As it should be that way, because, yeah, motherfucker, give me the cup. I want the cup. We will win the cup. Great job, boys. What a weekend. What a weekend. The video is surfacing of the fellas during the pregame skate in Minnesota doing a little line dance, doing a little train. They're doing choo-choo, choo-choo. If you haven't seen it, man, they're having fun. They love one another. It's almost like you get rid of all the locker room drama and all the idiots and all the bad people. And then bada bing, bada boom. I'm talking front office. I'm taking shots at Dave Scott, some people at Comcast that had no idea what they're doing. You enter a Keith Jones. You enter a Danny Briere. And now we're seeing the team flourish. That win in Minnesota was great. They were back-checking everywhere. And I know that there's actually a clip labeled the back check, which was Drysdale in overtime. He got back into the play. He pokes the puck away into the corner. Barely any opportunity off that. And then you flourish on the other side in just a couple of seconds with Zamula on the power play. What are we watching? But there were other back checks that won't be as noticed that deserves just as much love. Travis Konechny getting his ass back in the play. Sean Couturier back checking to the house. Back check all the way to the house, and then he stick lifts when someone was in the high slot ready to rip it. Nope, joke's on you. A little stick lift, you grab the biscuit, and then you just evaporate what was a scoring chance for Minnesota. And guess what? You even had not just everyone back-checking, everyone working. How about Delorier? You want to drop the mitts? You want to go? Let's do it. Let's try and inspire the boys. Because I thought there were some spurts where the Flyers maybe didn't have it. They weren't playing with that jump. So what happens? Your fourth liner goes, let's do it. Now he knows he needs to because of the lineup. And that's a whole nother discussion. I will hit on the Bobby Brink stuff maybe towards the end of the show. I want to appreciate the greatness and appreciate the W's. And man, I'll tell you what, I'm excited to hear your phone calls about the weekend. Tyson Forster, my man hasn't scored in how long? And he gets a one-timer, lets it rip. Okay, none of this, let me catch it, stick handle, see where I can pick my spot. This is in the money zone. Let me just lay into this. Let me see what type of flex I got. All right, this might be an 87 flex. This may be a 77 flex. It's going to look like a 37 flex when I'm done with it. And woo! The boys make it 3-2, and there's some life. And before you know it, it's tied up rather quickly. Remember when this team was basically down and out, and they had no idea how to come back? And they were showing all the graphics, too, about Minnesota, and what's it like when they have the lead, and what's it like when they have a lead after one, a lead after two. How about you take those stats and sit on it? How about you take those stats and shove it right up the keister? Because when the Flyers are in town, all of that is irrelevant. And now you got a game against St. Louis coming up. And I can't wait to see how they handle that. It's amazing. They were giving up some opportunities, though, in Minnesota that irritated me, meaning I thought there were a couple odd man rushes, a 4-on-2. No shot. What do you mean? We're not even getting a shot off on a 4-on-2 in the National Hockey League? This is in Hollydale Ice Arena in Sewell, New Jersey, when I'm watching 6-year-olds on the smaller ice. It's a 4-on-2. That's got to be in the back of the net. And then Couturier, there's a 3-on-1, and we're not getting a shot off there. Not getting a shot off. This isn't Pennsauken, New Jersey Flyer skate zone, okay? We're Team Comcast, Team Virtual. I don't even know what they are anymore. They changed their name so many damn times. But what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Still, with the adversity, they find ways to win. They find ways to win. Farabee, the pass from Travis Konechny. Through the legs, 2-on-1, back door, puts a stick on it. Joel Farabee, man, getting a couple rips. It's almost like he was dealing with a big-time back injury. It's almost like there was a problem with what he was dealing with the injury and what should he do, and he came back super quick. It's almost like there's a correlation with maybe what the season was last year and where he is this year. You needed Cam Atkinson. You see how many names I'm mentioning? Zamula helping stabilize the top of the power play. Okay, I'm talking about a Forster helping out. Owen Tippett's been lighting the lamp. Travis Konechny doing Travis Konechny things. Cam Atkinson, Delorier. Everyone has a role, and while it's been quiet on some of the role fronts, Forster is a goal scorer who hasn't scored in a while. Cam Atkinson is a goal scorer who really hasn't scored in a while when they needed it most. On the road, second half of a back-to-back. Here's Cam Atkinson scoring twice. And by the way, Greasy standing in front of the crease. The puck's just laying there. And Morgan Frost, by the way, when he's able to do that little shifty patience, let me rip a wrister on net, He scored a recent goal and got Jamie Drysdale his first assist as a Flyer doing that, and he was able to produce on the power play here in Winnipeg. So I just like what he's bringing to the table, and I know it shouldn't take a disaster for me to recognize this, but it did. Whether that's fair or unfair, I'm just being honest with you. It did take the Cutter Gauthier experience for me to recognize what Morgan Frost is doing, and he's been through hell. This guy has been through so much with John Tortorella and this fan base since day one. There's been a civil war between the 50% of fans that believe his ceiling is extremely high, which I don't fall into that category at all. And then there's the other fan base, other parts of the fan base that think he's overrated. He's never going to be what he was once projected to be. Fine piece, decent piece. He helps you more than he hurts you. He's just not special. And that's where I lean. Well, with that said, the guy has been through so much. Healthy scratched, ripped apart. He's been the focal point of big-time debate. And he just goes out there and balls out as much as he can. Whatever it is, he puts it on the line for this logo no matter what. He takes pride in what he does. He takes so much, like, inner whatever Cutter Gauthier doesn't have is what I'm trying to say. Morgan Frost at least puts that damn sweater over his shoulder pads. He takes the ice and he plays as hard as he possibly can, and he tries his damn best, and he'll score some impressive goals. And you know he's got the skill because I watch him toe drag and I watch him make moves at the blue line. I don't know if I got the balls to do that, knowing that I'm playing on thin ice. But if you have the balls to do it, by all means, you believe in yourself and good for you. He shows off those silky mitts. He makes some fantastic passes. He flies through the neutral zone, gets into the offensive zone, gets whacked in the face. I'm surprised we didn't get a slow-mo of a UFC fight where you see the hands break the guy's face in slow motion. You can see the eye sockets pop out. That's what he's doing with this speed. He's creating man advantages for his squad. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it because it hasn't been easy for him, and he's faced a lot of adversity. And there's reasons why, okay? There's reasons why he hasn't been perfect and all that stuff. But knowing that the alternative is some scumbag like Cutter Gauthier, and it's just crazy. What a scumbag move. Just from a hockey perspective of not being willing to speak to John LeClaire. PK Subban tries to protect the players and goes, well, why does he have to go to Philadelphia? Then what's the point of the draft, right? I know that there is a wiggle room around it that you can use a technicality if you like, and I understand that. By all means, I guess he took that, but I don't understand this. So, well, why does he have to play that? Well, then eliminate the draft and then have free agents who are ready to go just pick whatever team they want to go to. There's no point of the draft if you don't think that it matters that you go to the team that drafts you. Then what's the point, PK? And then, yeah, go disrespect LeClaire. That's where this all really came down to, is the lack of respect. There's ways to handle this where it would be significantly better for him. Not the death threats part. That's just assholes. I'm talking more from just, you know, the people trying to go to the Boston College games with Flyers jerseys on, and apparently the BC arena made it where they had to wait 45 minutes to even know if they can get in or not with tickets. Someone sent on the Anytime hotline a picture of someone in Winnipeg with a F-U-C-K Gauthier jersey on. I don't know why I spelled that. What, am I not allowed to curse on my own show? What am I, 4? What am I, 5? Grow up, you idiot. But yeah, fuck Gauthier jersey on, and they sent it to me on the Anytime hotline. Thank you very much. I love seeing that, and I prefer to see it more and more. I also prefer to see HelloFresh at everybody's doorstep. What's that? Yeah, you heard me. What's HelloFresh? Well, it's farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes that deliver right at your doorstep. So skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh does all the shopping and meal planning for you, and it drops off your food right at your doorstep, pre-portioned and ready to cook along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It doesn't get much easier than that. There's over 40 recipes to choose from every week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. What's the kicker? I'll tell you the kicker. HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, so that means you get easy home-cooked meals on the table and even more money back in your pocket. So go to HelloFresh.com/50broads for 50% off plus free shipping. That's promo code 50broads for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Okay, I want to hear from the people. I want to hear from you. Let's kick things off with one of the biggest Flyers fans out there, Amadeo.
This is the best hockey team ever. This is the best hockey team ever. Holy shit. I would have been fine. You won last night. I would have been fine with the repercussions from tonight, not having, two players in the lineup tonight, going up against one of the best teams in the National Hockey League in Winnipeg. But, my God, I completely forgot. You had Sam Ersson in the net, and he is a complete brick wall. He is an absolute stud. Remember how the Flyers can never find goaltending? Well, they have two goaltenders in the net that are studs, Carter Hart and Sam Ersson. Holy hell, he was fantastic tonight. And holy hell, this team just finds ways. Gutsy performances, down two goals in the third period last night in Minnesota. You find a way to tie it, and you win it at OT on the power play. And don't forget, the power play is on fire right now. What is that, 4 or 5 straight games with a goal on the peeper? Man! And I texted you this morning that Cam Atkinson was potted one tonight. And you know what? He potted 2. He potted 2. I can't wait to see the heater from Cam Atkinson because, man, you're down your biggest veteran in Sean Couturier. That veteran, Cam Atkinson, steps up and gets the only 2 goals on the night and just leave it for Sam Ersson. What a win. What a back-to-back set here by the Fly guys, man. It's just unreal what this team is doing.
Super impressive, super impressive. This team changes if Tyson Foerster and Cam Atkinson can light the lamp. It's almost insanity to think that they're able to win without guys like that scoring. Because if I told you that we'd be sitting here today with the record that we have, you probably envision a scenario where Cam Atkinson is on pace for 30+. Because where are these goals coming from? It can't be the Travis Konechny show with a little bit of Joel Farabee, and that be it. Sean Couturier would obviously have a bounce-back scenario in this hypothetical, right? It's not even a hypothetical. It's really happening, but this team barely has a power play that's existing, and guys like Cam Atkinson hasn't scored since 1962, and Tyson Foerster, who's a goal scorer, who he hasn't scored since 1976. It's ridiculous, but could you imagine what they can do if they generate life on the man advantage and actually get production from their goal scorers? They win the cup! They win the cup! They win the cup! That's what happens! And Ersson, you need 2 goalies in today's era. You do, right? I hear Boston Sports Radio bitch about this all the time, about their bounce back. They do a philosophy where they do a tandem, and that gets them mad because by the time the postseason happens, they don't really know who to ride with, and they play this silly game and all that stuff. Well, you know what? In today's era, we'll talk postseason when we have to talk postseason. I do believe that one guy should ride the high and ride that hot hand, whatever it is at that particular time. But to get through 82 nowadays, you need 2. And Ersson, looks good. He looks good. That's no knock on Carter Hart. Carter Hart looks good, too. Carter Hart is good. I know that week 1, and sometimes there's a short side goal that bleeds through his blocker, or he's not hugging the post, or sometimes he is hugging the post, and I don't even know how the puck got through. That does happen with him. Ersson is making a run for his money. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this thing, Ersson's the hotter goalie. I don't think that that's crazy by any means. That's no disrespect to Carter Hart because I don't think he's playing poorly at all. I think it just shows you what level Ersson is in at the end of the day, that he's able to keep up pace with Carter Hart. Carter Hart is damn good. And it also comes, I think, with the expectations, right? Because it was Carter Hart's going to save the franchise. Carter Hart's going to save the franchise. Carter Hart's going to save the franchise. Therefore, he's viewed in this special little he's viewed with this certain set of eyeballs, and then Ersson comes out of nowhere. Who the hell is this guy? And I think it changes the perspective on it. But regardless, you have two goalies that are great. I'm not going to have a fight to the death about, well, Carter Hart this and Ersson. I'm proud to have both on my team. I'm excited to have both on my team. I love the fact that it doesn't matter to me. You know what's interesting? And I was debating on how I was going to even bring this up to you all. I mentioned 1C not being in the lineup. I mentioned your 1D not being in the lineup. You know what I didn't do? I didn't say, oh, with your backup goalie. Because, and maybe I did and I didn't even realize it, but the idea was to not. So go back to the tape and check it out. Pretty sure I didn't, though. I was debating with myself and I was putting together my notes. And the point is, I don't look at it that way anymore. You have two starters. I don't care who starts, and that's a good thing to have. I'm not going to pin that against one of the goalies and then start some stupid, silly conversation. Not right now, at least. Like I said, if we get to the postseason, you got to go with someone who's hot, and it's Ersson over Carter Hart. It's a no-brainer for me. I'll tell you who I'll pick, the one that's got the hotter set of pads, okay? But for right now, I love it, and I love it a lot. Let's go to Sean.
Hunter, thank God for the Philadelphia Flyers right now.
True.
With as depressing as it's been with the Eagles and with the way the Phillies season ended, what a refreshing breath of fresh air this has been, the way this hockey team is playing. On the road against the machine in the Winnipeg Jets, the Flyers have to be dog-tired after last night. You would have been thankful getting 1 point out of it coming in, and you get 2. And you're missing Drysdale and Couturier. I mean, what more can you ask of this team right now? And tip of the cap to Sam Ersson. I mean, he is really, given me as a fan at least second thoughts about who the true number one goalie is on this team. Maybe it's a bit overreactionary on my part, but I just feel better when Ersson's between the pipes. He just seems to have more of a cool, calm, and collectiveness about him. He doesn't seem to give up the shaky goal as much. But regardless, I mean, just a great win for the Flyers. What the hell? Let's get 2 more points Monday night in St. Louis.
You're damn right, baby. You got a Flyers game Monday night. I'm sure that's where everybody's eyeballs are going to be glued in this city. It better be. Okay, I better see that, well, in Philadelphia, we got a 17.5 million viewer experience because nobody's tuning into that crap down in Tampa Bay. All right, now, I feel great with both goalies in net, but you're absolutely right to point out the fact that this team went on the road where the expectations would have been fine. We would have been satisfied if they went 1-2 and they were able to get 2 out of 4 points and go, okay, let's hit the reset button. Very tough. Winnipeg, good team. Strong team. You're going from Minnesota to Winnie. You're beat up. You went to overtime. You got the 2 points when you were down 3-1. You fought back. That was very good of you and desperately needed. If you lose in Winnipeg, fine. I get it. And as the first period started to play out, you always wonder what the first 5 are going to look like. Do they look beat up? Do they look exhausted? And then when they finally take the 1-0 lead, the question becomes, okay, when do the Winnipeg Jets have that jump in their game and it shows that they aren't as fatigued, right? Because maybe there's an adrenaline rush in the first period for the Flyers. You want to get out on your toes. You want to get in on the forecheck. You want to utilize your energy to make a statement. Well, eventually, the game before will set in. The third period might be sloppier because you're tired. Your passes aren't going tape to tape. You're icing the puck 4 feet from the red line. You're making minor mistakes because you're tired. Your brain's not working as smoothly. So can the Jets take advantage of that in the later frames, in the final 20 minutes? No. The answer is flat out no. Even when Travis Sanheim in the defensive zone wants to take the puck and throw it 6,000 feet like he's Jalen Hurts. Okay? Like he's Tyrese Maxey pushing the pace and going for a full court pass from his side of the floor to the corner for a Tobias Harris straight. Even after that, Travis Sanheim in the box watching with a set of eyes. I'm sure we're all nervous. Nope, nothing at all. It's pretty much Flyers. Pushing the pace, getting shots on net, working a power play. You heard me. Working a damn power play. Oh, it's the greatest. What else is the greatest is my friends over at TickPick. If you're looking to go to a Flyers game, which you should, by the way. If you have a brain, you should be going to the Flyers game, going to South Philadelphia, going to the Wells Fargo Center and seeing this team compete live, as well as the Sixers, too, by the way. You could click the link in the description down below. My promo code will be activated with that link, and you can get $10 off your purchase when going to these games. Call up a loved one. Call up a family member. Say, yo, bro's got me $10. Let's go to see the orange and black. Their ticket prices are the best. They guarantee it, okay, that they will beat any of the major competing marketplaces. TickPick is so confident that if you find the same seats elsewhere at a better price than TickPick, you get 110% of the price difference in form of TickPick credit. So no more doing the math in your head to prepare for how much extra you plan on spending on top of the listed price. That's always the worst. Oh, all right, the tickets are $100. Huh? $217. What the hell happened here? Oh, all that added service crap. Well, TickPick, the price you see at checkout is the price you pay, period, end of story. No added hidden fees or otherwise. So make sure you get yourself to a game. And let's go to Sam.
What's good, bros? Loving the Flyers right now. I'm actually in Florence, Italy, studying abroad. So
What?
I caught that game late last night.
What?
And boy, was I treated. Right now, I'm more confident in Sam Ersson than I am in Carter. I'm not saying he's better, but right now, I'm just real confident in him. And let's talk about that power play. That power play is drastically improved. They're playing much faster, a lot more energy. You know, we got Drysdale in. It could be a personnel thing, but I think it's more of a motion thing. And lastly, just on the negative side, I hate to be like this, but I am like this. And I don't think that Bobby was put in the position to succeed last night. I understand him being benched. That's fine. I'm not concerned about that. But you put him on the fourth line with just Delorier, that's not a position to succeed. Talk to you later.
All right, I'm so glad you brought that up. One, I laugh at the whole goalie thing because it just seems like everybody's going to bring that up at this point, and guess what? I guess I'll take that. I guess I'll sign off on that, where if the Flyers are playing so good that the conversation transitions from they are a disaster to, hey, we have two hot goalies and then we got to pin them against one another and debate internally who should get the nod, then fine, that's a great position to be in. I'll take it. Now, I'm doing the math. You're in Florence, Italy, right? And right now, I'm recording this at 9:45 in the morning on Sunday, and it's 3:45 in the afternoon there. So what's that? Is that a 6-hour difference forward? So if the game started at 7 p.m. our time, is that 5 hours? We put it at 1 a.m.? 1 a.m. Now, I remember I went to Ireland. I went to Ireland back in 2010 with my grandfather and my brother and my family. And the Flyers were playing in the Stanley Cup, and I had to do the same exact thing. It's 2:45 there in Ireland right now. So, yeah, I remember doing the same exact thing. I'm watching games on this horrendous Wi-Fi little monitor thing, and I did it. Oh, you bet your ass I did it. And unfortunately, I saw the whole thing play out, and I stayed up super late, and then my heart got broken, and then I lost sleep, and it was a whole thing. But the Bobby break, more importantly. No one cares about the time when I was 14, 15 going to Ireland with my grandfather. If you do, send me a text on the Anytime Hotline. I can give you some more details. I think John Tortorella has done an amazing job with a lot of this team. Last year, Travis Sanheim wasn't able to play in his hometown, and I thought that was so disrespectful. And John Tortorella's keeping it consistent. I don't care what city we're in. I don't care where we're at. This is the National Hockey League. I have to do what's best for my team on that given night due to the circumstances. If I feel Bobby Brink isn't ready to play this night and we're in Minnesota, then that's the night that he's not going to be in the lineup. And by no means was he wrong to take Bobby Brink out of the lineup from a general sense. He's not performing. I think it's time to let him get a day off, or 2 games off, 3 games off. He's in the mix of the rotation of guys that aren't deserving every single night. It's not about that. There is something to be said, though, about being young, being in the NHL, being in the show, and having your first game in your building. If Bobby Brink is good enough to play, and I don't know what he's projected to play at this point, but let's say out of 82 games, he's good enough to play 55 of them, right? You better make sure one of those 55 are in Minnesota. There's no way that this just happened to fall on the day that you play Minnesota. This was premeditated. That's what it was. This was with the eye set of, I'm going to piss him off on purpose, and I'm going to try and light a fire. And look, Travis Sanheim had an amazing offseason, an amazing start to this year. I don't know, though, if he used that burn deep down of, remember when you didn't play me in Calgary, right? Or, you know, it's not what it's about. I think he was more aggravated and pissed off on how things were handled with the contract and how we were ready to ship him off and how we were screaming that contract has to go. It is a piss poor contract. He has to leave. He stinks. I think that was sort of the turmoil that fueled him to get better and improve and get stronger and make better decisions and play a better brand of hockey, more so than how Torts handled things in Calgary, although I'm sure that really pissed him off. I'm pretty sure it was Calgary is where his hometown is. And with Bobby Brink, it's just not right. It's not right. It matters to play for your hometown. It's a cool experience, and you rob the kid of that. Is it the end of the world? No. But is it something that you show respect to the player to do? Yes. You see his family's there. You get tickets. Everyone's calling you, hitting you up. You see a bunch of Bobby Brink jerseys. It's important. It's important to have that. And he's not hurting your team. You could win with him in the lineup. It's just something you do. It's something you do to respect your players. Now, this is a tactic, and he's doing this for a reason. And if Bobby Brink goes out there and gets 5 points in his next 6 nights, well, then it worked. Okay? Well, then it worked. I just think that it's crazy to not let him embrace that night. It's a big night. If you told me I get to go play at the Wells Fargo Center and drive through South Philadelphia and I get to walk through that tunnel and I know that everybody I grew up with in South Jersey, Gloucester, Catholic people are there, I got to get 20 tickets, 50 tickets, 40 tickets. What am I kidding? Nobody knows. 3 tickets to the game. You walk it. It matters. It matters. I don't think Torts handled that the right way. I don't think he did. I think that was a little bit too tortsy douchey in my eyes. We'll take one more call and then wrap things up. Let's hit the hotline and go to Tyler.
What is going on? Tyler here. I'm calling for any future Flyers pods you might be having. Let me tell you something, man. Going up against the Winnipeg Jets, I wasn't too confident, but the Flyers proved that they can play with the best heart in the game. Not Carter Hart, but Sam Harrison. I have a question for you. Who do you trust more, Carter Hart or Sam Harrison? I say Harrison only because, I don't know, Carter Hart is a little older. He's got a bit of team's rink rust. And Harrison seems to be playing a lot better in the shootouts. But I'll tell you what, Cam Atkinson, man, let's hope he can turn his shit around after getting that big goal that he needed and breaking that long goal drought that he's had. Great goal for Cam Harrison. Atkinson. And I don't know who else scored in this game, but it was another goal.
Cam Atkinson. You got 2 Cam Atkinsons.
On a power play, I believe, and we were able to beat them 2-0. And my God, we shut out the best team in the league. I can't ask for more than that. Let's hope we don't get demolished by the Blues, and let's hope Kevin Hayes doesn't want to fight everybody on the team. I'm sure he understands because Tortorella's got his back. But hey, let's hope we can go up well against the Blues, win or lose. Can't wait. Talk to you next time. Peace.
All right, thanks, Tyler. I appreciate it. I'm getting a text from my wife saying, hey, you got to come feed the baby, please. You got 10 minutes and she's ready to eat. So I'm getting yelled at to go feed the baby. All right, my final thoughts. We're right in the cup. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. We'll be talking soon, I promise. See you on the next one.